internet people. You are now listening to Machoff'n Podcast. The internet's #1 place to machoff on a Monday.
We made it to number 10, baby. 10th episode stream. Hell yeah.
Well, that's actually a lie. It's not the 10th episode straight. We've skipped a few weeks.
10th podcast episode
yeah.
because it's actually our 11th stream because of your Friday stream.
Yeah. But it's still not it's still not the 10th episode straight. Or did you say stream?
I said stream.
Oh, I thought you said straight. I was like,
you tripping.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
10th stream,
okay.
ladies and gentlemen. We made it.
Okay.
To the double digits.
Now that we know where we made it to, we're here. We're here.
Now that we're all caught up.
I hella heard straight. I was like, that's a fucking lie. You can't lie on the internet. Nobody lies on the internet.
I don't even know what straight would have meant.
Like, I would think like straight.
10 days straight?
I was thinking just like without skipping. That's where my mind went. That's why I was like, no, we've definitely done that.
Skipped a week.
Like, remember when you died?
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I died. When I was passing. What's up, y'all? We got our drinks. She's got a Jameson ginger. I'm keeping it classy with a Topo Chico.
Topo Chico.
Strictly because we're running out of groceries currently.
Fucking hell. So we're not... This is like not even part of the stream, but whatever. I don't cook at all. I think cooking is a waste of my time. It's not a waste of time. People need to eat, and if anybody enjoys cooking, that's great. I'm not saying you're wasting your time at all. I'm saying it's a waste of my time purely because I don't like doing it. Like if it was something that I like, then like, yeah, that's a great use of my time. But if it just like bores me to fucking death, then like it's a waste of my time. I don't want to do that. I'm not even someone who's like, I hate to cook, but love to eat. Like, eating's not that exciting for me either. I eat, people, but I love to eat. And it's like, no, I could not do that too, and I'd be fine. I mean, obviously I would die, but like...
Medically, you would have issues, but mentally you would be fine.
But I'm just like, I'll enjoy good food, and I'm like, fuck, that was good. But I just kind of eat to like, for sustenance, because I know I need to in order to like, function.
To survive.
Yeah.
Luckily and unfortunately, I love to do both, cook and eat. So
yeah, but that's
a whole different set of problems.
And then like in the beginning, he would always be the one to cook, and like that was fine. But now, we just have so much stuff going on where like there's just no time. There's just no time to cook. Like, I'm not going to fucking learn now when I work like 10, 12 hours a day. And then where Sean's like, after his day job, he's like, podcast. So it's like, no, nobody's going to do that. So anyways.
And then side work too.
Yeah. Podcast, graphic design. And then we have a social life because that's important. So it's just like a lot. Oh, we're also fucking parents on top of that. Little Michael's a handful and a half.
Facts.
Anyways, that's a long-winded way of saying we have no food at all. We have
so we're down to Topo Chicos.
We have Topo Chicos,
Jameson and ginger ale.
Yeah, we have weed beer. We have some like leftovers, and I think there's like 2 avocados in there. And that's it. So this may be the last Machoff'n stream if we don't make it grocery shopping. We just have to go, but like we haven't even gone the last few times.
We haven't.
We've just been doing the DoorDash grocery shopping.
We succumbed to the
I enjoy it.
What it is, Instacart. It's
yeah.
It's
fucking worth it. I don't want to go out to the grocery store. Fuck that.
The fees aren't as bad as I thought, as you would think they are. And like when you're super busy and trying to cram in more, and as I'm a serial podcaster, just trying to cram in everything possible, it's possible. Like possible. You're like your value of time changes, and so like the service fee is maybe like $10.
I don't even see it.
$10 with a tip.
It's irrelevant.
So it's like that's worth it to save an hour or two there. So.
Yeah, they even tell you too when you buy it. They're like, you've saved, what is it? It'll be like 3 hours of like time. You maximize your shopping hour. So yeah, we do that. We need to do that because I look at the schedule now and I'm like, so grocery shopping like next Wednesday, even though again we have like 4 things in our refrigerator. So we're probably gonna have to do that.
Yep. And talking about being busy brings up my first note for this week.
First note of this week.
Before I get into that, we got our brand new Sippin' Word song. So here you go.
We did a thing.
World premiere. Today's sipping word is shit. So
shout out to Sean, who's our producer / editor / boom mic operator / sound guy /
pug wrangler.
I literally do nothing, you guys. I show up.
You're the talent.
Is what I do.
Everybody watches for you.
That's enough. I'm kidding. I just don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. I try. I do the Instagram. That's actually not
social media.
going
You
well
do a lot. You keep our social media on track, which
Sean made the screen say shit, so he is the MVP for the day.
What a dude, Joel. Good to see you in here. But as I was talking, we can get into our weekly lowdown.
Time for the weekly lowdown.
Because this week, I got a fucking busy ass week.
You do. You did.
So over the weekend, the big thing was preparing for my Wednesday stream, which is actually going to be, I haven't even told you this, but it's going to be a 4.5 hour discussion with twitch.tv/ I'm walking here. We're going to be talking life. We're going to be talking a whole bunch. So he and I, we just click like that. And it's kind of an interview, but it's kind of just a discussion and just, talk about life. So check him out. I'm going to be there Wednesday at 3 p.m. PST, but he's on the East Coast, so 6 p.m. his time.
Oh, okay.
So
6 to 10 for him, and then 3 to 7
3 to
for
7
you?
For me.
So I have to be so like when Sean does his streams that I'm not in, I have to stay. I don't have to. Like, obviously, if there's an emergency, I can walk through. But like, I typically stay to the side. What are you trying to say?
Just staying off the stage. Green screen's going to be up, so you can walk behind.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when he doesn't have the green screen, I have to I get all my snacks ahead of time. I'm a big snack person.
This is a little behind the scenes.
Maybe that's why I don't like to eat food, because I just like snacks. Obviously, snacks are food. Duh. But it's just like less cook. It's just like snacks. But anyways,
you are what you eat. So it works out.
I get like all my snacks and everything, and I just like stay on the bed, like out of the way. So I try not to run across. I mean, like, it's not the end of the world if I did or something like that. I think I did last time, actually, because the neighbor had my package, and I was like, I need my Fashion Nova clothes. But yeah, I try to stay out of the way. But if the green screen's up, then cool, I can exist.
You can duck behind.
I can exist in my house.
Nobody will ever know.
Yeah. But that's cool. So you have a 4-hour stream on Wednesday, and then that means Legion is moving to Tuesday just for this week.
Yep. And then also the big thing that happened to me last week was after almost a year of waiting, I got in. I'll post it up on the Instagram. I meant to get it down earlier, but I got the beer can here. And so we made a skateboard for part of this beer can release with the same art. So I finally, after a year of waiting because of logistics and like things with COVID,
supply chain stuff, right?
There was supply chain. They ran out of like
everything,
like wood to make the deck, and then the guy who was ordering the decks, like, he couldn't get the prints. So like once he got the decks in, it took him like a few weeks to get the prints, and then finally they came out. I got my board. I'll post it up on Instagram so you guys can check it out. Super cool. I've been I've reserved like a spot on the wall for like a year, just a little space, and it's been sitting there blank and empty. And then I finally got it hung up this weekend as soon as I got it. So that was my exciting week. Not too much going crazy. We do have another beer release with New World Ales. Check them out. Instagram.com/New World Ales. It's a NWA Jams pun, which actually, it's funny how it played out because for the All-Star game, Michelob Ultra actually officially teamed up with NBA Jams and released a beer. So the timing of that shit's funny, but that just happens.
You hit it first.
I feel like
you hit it first.
I am Ray J for sure. No, but like it's just crazy because I take those things as signs as like you're in the right groove. If we're doing one thing and then like the big industry players who are completely in another ballpark are doing the same thing, I'm like, that's kind of tight.
And that's not the first
time. I feel like
I'm
in the same groove.
Yeah, and that's not the first time that's happened to you. You guys put out, I forgot what it was, but like there was a background of a can that you did, and like some other person, like a week before you guys were ready to drop it, like they released. So you were a little bit behind at that point, but it's the same. It's regardless of the timing, as long as it's like close together, then it's the same thought.
It was
right?
the planning.
Yeah.
The planning all had to happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So super exciting for that to happen again, and I always love when that shit kind of clicks at the same time. So
for those of
that
you
was my big week.
Who don't know, there may be people here who don't know us. Hello.
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 We are the Machoff's.
But Sean makes beer labels. I realize they might not even know like or understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Sean, in part of all the things that he does, he also makes some beer labels.
Yeah,
he's
it's
made
a fun,
a lot.
Cool job. I think we're over 50 now.
Jesus.
Because the first few months there was like for the 4-pack there's 4 different labels, which were all individuals. So that really pumped up the numbers. But it's been a year or two now.
Yeah.
I got to get my stats straight. But yeah, it's fucking awesome. It's a really cool.
We've been streaming for 10 streams. It's fine.
But it's a cool, side gig. It's something you never think your art's going to be a part of, but you always wish it is. So it's kind of a dream gig. So check them out. Instagram.com/New World Ales. That was my big week.
That's a big week. You've been waiting for that deck for a long time, and it's cool to see. Like I remember when the whole. Sorry, I'm like speaking like a slam poetry is. It's because I'm a thinking before I speak, which is something I don't normally do. So I remember when you guys were first coming out with this idea, like the deck had always been a part of it. It was like we're gonna do the beer can. This, and then there's also going to be a skate deck with it, and I remember it. It was cool.
Yeah, because the whole beer is based off of a song that Murs did way back when, talking about he's been skating since 1986, and he still can't do a kickflip, so we called the beer 86 Kickflip. And he does, he still skates once in a while. He takes his son to a skate park. And it's just a really cool collaboration, like a dream collaboration. I can't even speak. So.
It was cool because today somebody like Hopheads or something, they like something on Machoff'n podcast and they don't follow us. They still didn't follow us. But they liked the post of from Garbage with Mel. And so I clicked on it. And that's when I saw that they had posted an older Murs record, and then they put the beer there. So their whole Instagram is like different records with like beers associated
Hip-hop
with
and
it.
Beer.
Yeah. And like
Hip-hop
they didn't follow
hops.
you. They didn't follow anyone. So I'm like, that's fucking weird how they randomly like something of ours. But it's not even related. It's not even your page. Like they like something Machoff'n, which isn't really attached to any of the beers. I don't know. It was just weird.
Instagram's a crazy place like that.
Wow. Wild. Yeah. It's cool. So
That's what I gotta say about that.
Wow! Like a la Ric Flair. Wow!
Yeah, we gotta get a Ric Flair button.
We need a Ric Flair button! And
I
want his face. Now that we can make things pop up on the screen,
You want his face?
the possibilities are endless. I'm sorry, podcast listeners. That's why you take a break from the podcast and watch at least the YouTube if you can't watch the live stream, so you can see the shit popping up on the screen. Literally, shit was on the screen earlier. And then next, we're going to have Ric Flair coming out of somewhere. So it's going to be a great time. Add that to the list. That's a good idea. So anyways, for my recap of the week, ding, ding, ding. If you weren't there, you should have been, because we had a great time. But Hot Garbage TV with Mel had its first
Debut.
I was a debutante last Friday, and it was so much fun. I had been, I said this like fucking multiple times on Friday. I probably said it before. I'm gonna say it again because this is my podcast. I can say what the fuck I want. I've been wanting to do a stream like that for quite a while because I really do enjoy Garbage TV. I don't watch it all the time, but like I do it when like there's a lot going on and I'm just like, I just need something fucking mindless. Like, can I watch somebody else's problems? Because I got a lot going on myself. So I'd been wanting to do that. And then if you don't know, now you know, my favorite TV show for reality TV is Jersey Shore. So we watched two episodes. The first two episodes of Jersey Shore, and Sean made a charcuterie, and he got so many snacks. He went to fucking edible arrangements, got chocolate covered strawberries, got salami, sunflower seeds, cashews, what are they called? Girl Scout cookies, like all the things. We had our sweet. We had our salty. We had whatever hot Cheetos are considered.
Savory.
Yeah.
Spicy.
With cream cheese, with crema. And it was really good. And the stream was great. It was a lot of fun. We had such a dumb fucking technical difficulty in the beginning. Long story short, like there was an echo when we were like, what the fuck is going on? So we had to like stream and stop streaming, stop streaming. And then we were just like
an open tab in a browser.
Yeah, because Sean's like fucking like he's the kid in the chair, a la Spider-Man. Like he has 3 screens going on here, and so we had like Jersey Shore on one, we had the Twitch one in the middle, and then we had this other one open, and it was the other one that was the sound of the stream. Like we just didn't mute it. Yep. But we were like, what is happening? Why does it sound good? And I'm fucking buzzed at that point. And I'm like, this is hilarious. Like,
just taking shots in the background. IT's got it. And I'm just sitting there sweating. Like, stream start, stream stop. But it's a fun, informal stream.
Yeah, at Joe Dizzle. I missed it and didn't even know it was Friday. Are you following us on Instagram, Joe Dizzle? If you're not, then you should, because we posted on there. We're going to. I want to do it. Do nice to know. Yeah, let's do it again.
Yeah, it'll be soon. I'm thinking these things should be once a month.
I think so too. Once a month, and then if the people want what the people want, then we will go twice a month. We will go 3 times a month. So then. And I was thinking, so we had charcuterie for the first one, and I was like, damn. You know, a good way to get fucking sponsored, or at least, you know, have fun trying.
At least have an excuse to eat shit.
Yes. Each garbage stream.
Which I just said again.
It can be, it can be not sponsored, but brought to you by McDonald's, Taco Bell, and we can just have like a plethora, a cornucopia of all the foods from, like, not all the foods because we don't want to waste it, but just not like
the full menu,
all the things, and I can just eat my garbage while I watch my garbage, and I'd die a happy man. So yeah, so we had that, and that was so much fun. I'm glad that was my first time streaming by myself, and I wasn't sure if I would be interesting enough. And I was interested in myself. So when I listened, I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not bad." So it was cool, exciting things.
Yeah.
And then the next day we got hot pot and Korean barbecue, and that's just always a great time. I had to throw it in there because so many thoughts. If you haven't had hot pot, go get hot pot. If you haven't had Korean barbecue, go get Korean barbecue. If you had both, but not together, do that.
It's a whole different experience.
Yeah, I only know of one place. Granted, I haven't really looked too far into it, but like close to us, it's not really close to us. It's more east side. There is a place that does both. It's called No, that's not right.
Q-pot.
Like barbecue hot pot. Q-pot. And you can get both. Like everyone gets their individual hot pot. And then there's the grill in the middle for the Korean barbecue. And beef bulgogi. Oh my gosh.
Bulgogi. Yeah. Ramen.
So good.
Everything. Short ribs.
Yeah. So good. So
Fire.
we ate that, and then Sunday we just did nothing.
Yeah.
was
That's
a
the
great
recovery
weekend.
day after the hot pot barbecue. You definitely need to plan a recovery day.
Yeah. And I have to air out my clothes because they smell like barbecue.
It's like when you're near a campfire or a fire and your clothes just smell like fire for a week, but it's like Korean barbecue.
You want to know something gross?
Isn't terrible.
It's not super gross, but it was just funny because I had my mask that I wore that night, like this morning.
You put it back on for work?
I did, because I didn't grab
Ooh.
a fresh one. I just grabbed the one that was there and was like, this smells like Korean barbecue.
Damn.
Was it bad? No. Was I mad? No. Did I continue to wear that mask? 1000% I did.
I think that's a win. Oh, man.
So that's what we did.
Yep.
And it was a great time. And now I think it's time to move on
Indeed.
to my favorite.
Dance like you dancing on a pole. Dance like you dancing on a pole.
Juicy J is so good. We
Juicy
appreciate
J gonna
him.
bend it over like wet paint. Yeah, I like Juicy J.
It's poke it like wet paint.
I say
But-
bend it over like wet paint. I don't know.
I don't know how you bend over wet paint, but
I don't know either.
you should show us.
I don't know. This is
Show us on.
this is a
On the
PG-13
Instagram.
stream. Actually, I don't even know if there are ratings. Probably not.
No,
Anyways,
we do have a gate, because we're cussing out here. So we do have a gate that says, warning. This is like a
warning. We're gonna show
18
you how
and
to
up or
bend it over
something.
like wet paint.
That's what it should say.
That's not going to get us in trouble at all. All right. So for today's poll, Sean's going to be putting it up right now. We are asking people, where do you guys go for life advice? For our... Oh, shoot.
What?
We messed up because we're doing poll time, and then You Gonna Learn Today came in the middle, and then Humble Opinions.
I saw that and I was like, it'll work out.
We even prepped yesterday too. We did it early, so today we were just kind of like moseying on to start, and I'm like, oh, it's out of order. It's fine though. So
We'll roll with it.
yeah, it's cool. So for humble beginnings, fuck, I keep saying that. They're gonna sue my ass. For Humble Opinions, we looked up articles from different advice columns, because I don't know about you guys, but on my Google, like I always get like my Google articles, there'll be a random advice column. I've never written into an advice column. I don't even really read them, but like they just come up, and here I am.
Been around forever, and
Here I am reading
I don't
other
know
people's problems. And so I told Sean, I was like, oh, that'd be a good humble opinion like section to just read advice columns and like give our own advice to them, because who knows who's listening.
yeah, because apparently you're writing into an expert, but it's like, and they give their
It's just
credentials.
another person.
But yeah, it's another human with their own human experiences giving an opinion on your own shit. So it's like, come on,
Yeah.
they can't always be right. They're not.
right.
They're not batting 1,000.
No, who
So-
is? Who is?
So I'm putting up the poll. Let us know where you go for life advice. Cal Crusoe got ahead of the game, and he goes to Google.
Google's
Lulu
a big
Bear,
one.
happy Monday to you as well. And
We have YouTube as a choice, Reddit, real life friend or family,
The Google A.
and then advice columns, which we're going to tap in today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to vote. I'm definitely a Google person. I go to Google a lot.
And I got 3 stories. Two of them are tough questions, and then I got a third one that is going to knock your socks off.
Ooh, and I'm wearing socks. Ooh.
They're about to be off.
Okay, so you can go. So we'll go 1, 2, 1.
Yeah, back forth.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Got it.
I knew what you meant.
Learned it. Loved it. Go.
Okay. Okay. So this first one, this is a tough one.
Uh-oh.
So the title is Man Wonders How to Mention Wife as He Begins Dating. Right? And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Long story short, this guy's letter says, my wife and I have been married for 40 years. 15 years ago, she was diagnosed with cancer and given 18 months to live. Well, she's still around. So she's a 15-year cancer survivor. But it's been through experimental medications, which has moved her into being bedridden for the entire time, and has given her dementia, which has grown steadily worse. So he's still married, but for 15 years, he's been helping her out, and now she has extreme dementia, and she's bedridden, and he moved her into a nursing facility because it's a lot to take care of, while you're still also trying to work and trying to, take care of your own life and your own needs and stuff. So she's getting all the help that she needs. But then now this guy is wondering, he's still at an age where he has hope and many, many more active years ahead of him. He visits her often, but he also needs something else out of a relationship, like companionship. And
he wants to do the sex.
He wants to do the sex.
Oh fuck!
And it's just other things like she can no longer fulfill, like going to the movies, hanging out, going out to dinner. She can't do any of that. So he's he's torn between living his remaining days in loneliness or pursuing some possibilities, but still upholding his obligations as a husband. So he's writing in, asking advice. He is going to start dating. He does have friends that he goes out with, just, them too. It's not really a date because they know about his situation.
Yeah.
So he's if I do start to date with somebody new, how do I mention my wife's situation and that whole ordeal?
Do you have any thought? I have thoughts.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I go ahead.
I can see your mind turning.
That situation was, or something similar to it, was on Grace and Frankie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Grace and Frankie. It's on Netflix. It's with Jane Fonda and Lily. What's her name? Who plays Frankie?
Tomlin.
Lily Tomlin. And they're these older ladies
Tomlinson?
who, something like that. She's great though. These older ladies who, they know each other through their husbands. Their husbands are business partners, and for the longest time, their husbands have been having a relationship amongst themselves. And then when they retire, or when they got older, they told the ladies, and then they left them for each other. And then the ladies they didn't like each other because one was pretty uptight, and then one was super hippie. And through this, they became friends and companions through this ordeal. So Grace was dating a guy, or this guy that she used to date, who same thing. His wife was getting Alzheimer's or dementia or some shit like that. And she was still there though. And then Grace ran into him, or I don't know the details about that, but then she was like, nah, dog, I can't do that. I almost feel like that's something you have to talk about. Like,
Absolutely.
we've talked, like, when everyone's all still here and present. Like, we've talked about, if I were to die before you, like, I don't expect you to be like, that was my only true love, I'll never date. Like, unless you don't want to, then you don't want to. But I wouldn't expect you to not, like, live your life, if you want to go ahead and do that. We've talked about that. We've never talked about this situation.
No.
I think that's not right.
What do you mean?
For him to date when his wife is like that, like, that's your wife, bro. Like,
yeah, he's still there for her.
Worse.
He's still caring for her. He still goes to see her.
And he's cheating on her. It's still cheating. Again, unless they were like, okay, if this were to happen, and I understand you have needs and things, like, this is what.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, honestly, if she has dementia, he could do whatever the fuck he wants. She's not going to find out.
She's not going to find out or remember.
But, like, it's. I think it should be an agreement between the two of them.
Yeah, that conversation should have been had for damn sure.
You never know that's going to happen, but I guess maybe that could be like an activity to do within your relationship. Yeah. All the things you're allowed to do if I A, die, if I B, lose my fucking mind, if I C, I'm in jail, like, whatever would like make us be apart or whatever, for whatever reason, like list out what's allowed and what's not allowed.
But let's say you don't have that conversation, because this guy's already here. He's he thought she had 18 months to live, and that was 15 years ago. They were married
on, didn't it?
They were married for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
She got diagnosed and given 18 months. They were in over 15 years, her dementia worsened. And he's thinking like, I don't know when, like anything's going to go downhill. They obviously didn't have that conversation because he's here on a Dear Abby life advice page.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So without being able to have that conversation, and in this guy's situation right here, right now, like, his question is how to mention his wife as he begins dating. So the question isn't should he be dating.
He's already made a decision.
Yeah, it's how to mention his wife as he begins dating, and like should he?
You want me to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, he should mention his wife because whoever's getting involved with him should understand what the situation is. Yeah. And then if they're okay with it, then they're okay with it. That's on them. They're adults. They can make that decision. But I think, he maybe not the first day. I don't know when the right time.
So
my name is so-and-so. I have a wife.
That's the messiness of this question. Yeah. It's a crazy ass situation, but the messiness of this question like boils down to that is like, when? Is it at first handshake? Is it at first date? Is it when things start to get more serious? Personally, I think it's when you have your first serious talk. Your serious talk could come like, as you're trying to define things and these are grown ass people. So like, I feel like a serious talk is going to be earlier on when it's like, what are we doing here? Like, or, I want you to come meet my grandkids. It's like, hold on, this is serious. Let me bring this shit up.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, don't waste that kind of information on someone who is just like a blind date,
having a dinner
and stuff. But at the same time, it's like, if that person already caught feelings, as the kids say, and then you're like, oh, by the way, I'm married, like that puts that person in a really shitty position because it's like, well, fuck, I like you, but like now you're like, why didn't you tell me before? Like, you didn't allow me the proper. You waited till you sucked me in, and then now you're fucking pulling the rug from underneath me. So I almost think it should be something from the very beginning. We're
like,
just
hey, nice to meet you. I got a wife.
Well, no, just like, hey, like as long as it's established that it's like a date.
That's what I'm saying. That would be a first like serious conversation would be like, okay, this isn't just a dinner. This is actually a date.
That's not even really serious
Boom,
conversation.
right there.
Oh, I thought you meant like, oh, should we move in together or something?
No.
Because a date, I don't consider a date a serious
So
conversation.
that two line is serious is moving in.
Absolutely.
That is serious,
I don't
but I think it's also serious when you're trying to talk about feelings, right? When you're like,
No, I'm not saying talking about feelings. I'm saying just straight up, like if he meets someone at a
finding a
coffee
date.
shop,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Oh, I'd like to, hey,
Can I
just
take
met
you out sometime?
Can I take you out sometime?" And then at that sometime, he mentions it
Yep.
there.
Yep.
That's what I.
Yep.
That's
I
not
agree.
but that's not a serious because you were saying a serious conversation. I don't consider that a serious conversation.
yeah, I guess I was using serious as like the determining factor between like, I just met you, and then like when you start to have an intention like to meet up again. To me, that's different than like just saying, oh, hey, nice to meet you, and walking away versus, hey, can we grab dinner sometime? To me, things like take a step.
So I think a better way for us to like, because we're saying the same thing, we're just not saying the same thing. So
The same way.
We're the same way. We're basically saying when you start to get to know somebody, that's when you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When you
not
start
serious
to-
conversation.
When you start to take a step toward your intention, toward a intention. If it's more than just like, nice to meet you.
So what did the advice columnist tell him?
She said,
Are we right?
she said she actually used the words first serious. She said, you're not an awful person for needing. Oh, wait. No, that's a different one. The way they write these things is insanely confusing. She says, what happened to your wife is unfortunate, and you both have my sympathy. Wanting and needing companionship is normal, and it's normal to ask yourself the situation were reversed and you were in a nursing home suffering from dementia. To what extent would you want your wife to go on with her life? Which is great. You know what I mean? Like if you're, because being married that long, you should know that person enough to where like, okay, if situations were reversed, I would want this for you.
Yeah.
So she was like, so if you would have her date, when would you want that conversation? And she was kind of saying the same thing to me, where it was, or same thing as us, explaining that you're married and explaining the whole situation as early on as possible, but not the very first time you shake hands.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
We got it.
We're on board.
Yay.
With the
Okay.
experts.
We're starting a business. Okay. I saw the
We should have our own advice column. Jesus.
I saw that the poll finished. So what are...
Yup. Let me pull up the poll.
Okay, so while he's pulling that up... Oh, that was quick.
Yep.
Go ahead.
5 votes. 60% of them are real life friends/family,
Okay.
which makes sense.
What's the other 40?
It is split between Google and YouTube. But
That's fair.
real life, it makes sense with what Lulu said in chat. She was like, I think it was Abe Lincoln that once said, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet," which was a meme from back in the day. So
I think it was him.
she goes to friends and family.
Yeah, I think... Depends what it is. Like, I'll talk to you, but then
Yeah.
if you don't know, I'll go to the internet.
Or we'll go to the internet and
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah. Or go to Little Michael. He has the best advice.
He's
Okay.
a great listener.
So this one is not from an advice column. I just broke the rules, didn't I? It's from Reddit because I love Reddit. So
Reddit is kind of an advice column.
Well,
They
there's
have,
like a
they have
whole-
the right threads.
yeah, there's a relationship advice thread.
Perfect. Yep.
And I was like, well, this sounds just what I need. So this one says, my spouse abandoned me.
Ooh,
Please offer me your wisdom, Reddit.
that's it?
No. End of advice needing. So she says, I was married to my husband for 10 plus years, married in my 20s, now in my 30s. I was naive about financial matters and trusted him to make all the financial decisions. One day, he told me that he was leaving. And the very next day, he moved to another state, like I was trash to be discarded. I don't want to harp on all the ways that I feel wronged. I have no family to rely on. I've fallen into a deep depression and I struggle to be independent. I know so many of you had similar experiences. Please offer me tips that have helped you and share with me how you managed to move on with your life. Thank you, strong, resilient people of Reddit.
Yeesh.
So, I don't want to. Do you have thoughts? You said your thoughts first, or I said my thoughts first for yours. So, do you have?
I don't know, man. It's like those situations are tough because I've learned, I don't know where I got this from, but those situations where you have nothing, you, at least in your brain, you have nothing, right? It's like, okay, just start chipping away, reverse engineer what you need to do, what you want, and just go get it because you have nothing to lose. Like it's definitely a change of perspective situation because perspective is everything. So when you feel like you have nothing, trying to find and trying to dig deep, like a invigorating way to be like, okay, like, so nothing's holding me back. I can literally go anywhere, do anything, and like just embracing that chaos, I think, is key.
And as like a start fresh.
Start fresh. Yeah. That's a perfect way to put it. Like it's a blank canvas. You can literally go anywhere and do anything. And like in life, you hardly have those situations.
Yeah.
So also realizing that this shit is just temporary. And as soon as I start to move in a direction, if just boiling down to something easy, like choose happiness. What makes me happy?
Mm-hmm.
Where's some place where I thought about living? Where's some place I thought about working? Where's all that shit. So just boiling that shit down and digging deep, I think, is really just the way to go. Because
that's a great answer.
Yeah, like sulking about it won't help you, like they said. And you got nobody to lean on. So it's like, what else?
You gotta rise up.
Yeah.
Rise up
what's your other choice?
Yeah.
Like do nothing. Yeah. That's mine.
That's a great answer. That's probably where I would have ended up. But before I get there, I chose this one for a reason because I got to bring fuck debt into here. This is fuck debt head on now.
Oh yeah.
I should have my fuck debt. I should do that. So if you guys don't know, for fuck debt, I have hats. I sell dad hats and I have beanies. So whenever I mention something about fuck debt, I should be like, let me put my fuck debt hat on, so I can give you, what I'm thinking of in those regards. So why I chose this was because she said I was naive about financial matters and trusted him to make all financial decisions. So this person posted this 2 hours ago. This was, it's a day ago now. And they said they're in their 30s now. So that's, Sean's age. And so that means this person isn't older than the internet, is my point. And so this is why it's so fucking important to understand personal finance
100%.
and to understand, what it is you need to do in order to make sure if shit hits the fan that
You're
you
covered.
have what is considered in the finance community fuck you money. Fuck you money is money where it doesn't even need to be a secret. It could just be like, this is my savings in case you fucking leave me.
Yeah, just call it savings.
Yeah,
in
but
parentheses, fuck you
it's
money.
fuck you money. And it's money of just like, I need to be able to protect myself in case like something goes wrong. And again, I don't think it should be something that's like hidden money that you're like unless like you're in a relationship that is where you just can't have
Total
that kind of
sketch
openness
or trust. Yeah.
and for your safety purposes, like you probably shouldn't be in a relationship like that anyways. But I mean, like in that, like I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Please don't do something.
This is advice column time. This is our opinions.
But like it's especially as a fucking woman, like there are so many people who are like, oh yeah, the man, he can take care of it. Fuck that. If I'm contributing half into this bitch, I decide where at least half of that fucking money goes. And some of it is going to my fuck you money. So I stress for any female who is listening or watching, like, get your finances in order, because you don't want to be in a situation where you have to depend on a man, and then if he leaves, then you're fucked. Like, that is the worst situation to be in, because like cash rules everything around me. Like it's fucking everywhere. And so you need to be able to have a fucking handle on it so that whatever outside shit happens, then unscathed, and you can just move on. And then you can go on to be like, you know what? I got fucking 20,000 in the bank. Like let's move to a whole new city.
Yep.
And then money's not a factor. Then you can really think about, okay, what is it if I have this fresh start? What can I do with it? And if you have the funds to be able to do that, like, it makes shit a hell of a lot easier.
Absolutely. You shortcut the like spinning your tires section of that recovery where you're wondering what the hell to do. You're like, okay, I have fuck you money, like, so I can just move forward. I don't have to start shoveling to get, and work my way to get back up to zero.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's 2022. So even if you're a dude, pay attention to where that shit goes.
Absolutely.
Even if you're, you're not in a relationship, it's not a bad idea to start putting that money aside. Because who knows? You know what I mean? Like, if it's a quick, crazy ass relationship and they leave you in hella debt to your name. Like, if you have savings to pay off a chunk of that debt and buy you some time to really think clearly, like, that could save your life. So it's like,
everybody, yeah.
Everybody just know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I said women here specifically because of like this situation, but yeah, just as a functioning adult, you should understand what's going on with your money.
Yeah.
You should understand where everything is going. There can't be like I don't know where my money goes. It's like you
it's such
need
an old
to know.
School,
you
old
need
school
to know.
Thought. It's an old school way, that one person takes care of those things and other people take care of other stuff. Like, I take out the garbage, therefore you pay the bills. Like, that shit just doesn't equate anymore. Yeah. It just doesn't work out. So, and also it sets you up for situations like this. So,
which is bad.
Just know where your shit's going. And I'm going to use this opportunity because we got to switch over from poll time. This is actually in humble opinion.
We skipped it.
Because the polls always tie into the humble opinions.
Yeah.
But we missed
our order.
We missed a little spot that I made, so I wanted to be sure to give it some airtime.
Might be.
No,
we can edit it in post. Okay.
It's both of us. There's only two of us here.
All right, you want to read your second one?
Yeah, I got my second one up.
This was a good idea.
This is fun.
This is my idea? I think it was mine.
Of course.
That dude, Andrew. Dollar bills, y'all.
Okay. Oh, here we go. This one is a tough, awkward one.
Oh, man.
And I promise I got a good one for my third one. So
I'm listening. Listening ears.
Keep going in. All right. So the title of this one is Late Brother's Dying Wish Becomes a One-Sided Effort. So the writer says, I am one of 6 adult siblings. Our youngest brother, Clark, died of cancer 5 years ago. He was my best friend, and as kids, we did everything together, right? So she's the closest sibling to him. It says, as he was dying, Clark asked me to keep his wife, Liz, and his children in the family, and I've tried my best. every year for the large family Christmas party. Liz and the children attend and seem to have a good time. Call or text her monthly, but rarely receive a reply. Receive a call from them. This person's putting in all the effort to try and keep in touch with his family. Trying to, his wish was to keep their family like part of theirs. It keeps getting tougher and tougher to contact him, trying to plan things. They just don't, talk, they don't go out of their way to be part of the planning or be part of the family. And this person also goes on to say, even before this, Liz didn't seem to respect my nuclear family. Nuclear. So she says, I don't know what to do going forward because I have such sad and angry feelings over not being invited, because his wife, the widow now, had a whole memorial service, had whole like all this other shit for him, and didn't invite any of his family.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So on top of not coming or returning, calls to like the rest of the family, she's planning her own shit for him and doing shit on their own in his honor without including any of his family. So this person's like, I don't know what to do. It's a completely one-sided effort, but it's a brother's like dying wish.
Were they beefing with the family?
She just, no beef, but she just never really like took to their family.
Oh, so even before, when she was alive,
when the husband was alive.
Sorry, when the husband was alive, she was never really that close with him. Oh. Huh.
It's a tough one. Like I said, I give you my thoughts.
Go ahead.
Once again, have a conversation. Talk to the wife as an adult and just be like, hey, what the hell is up? Oh, we can fix it.
Okay.
What the hell, what are your thoughts and feelings? Like, this is what he felt, but he's gone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to, I'm not going to put that negative energy on me trying to figure shit out and trying to keep getting you guys to come with us. If you guys don't want to, totally cool. Totally copacetic. Copacetic. So I would just have a fucking conversation, be honest about it, get everything out in the open, and then that may give them a change of heart if she's like, oh my God, that's what he really wanted. Like, yeah, we'll be there. Even if it is, we'll just be there on the big holidays. Like, at least everybody knows what the fuck it is. And nobody's wondering, where somebody stands.
That's a good answer. You're great at giving advice. Because my initial answer would be like, fuck
you.
I am very
cutthroat.
I am. I'm a nice person, but if somebody doesn't want to give me the time of day, fuck them. Not in like a bad way, like not like, I don't wish them ill will. I'm just like, okay, if you don't want to spend your time with me, then fuck you. Bye. Like, I'll spend time with people who want to spend time with me. I don't have time for people who don't want me to be in their life. That's their choice. It's not a reflection of me. Like, if they don't want to be there, then like, okay, or don't want me to be there, I guess. Then like, okay, like that's cool. There's many other people in my life who want me to be part of theirs. So anytime that I'm trying to like to be in yours and you just keep pushing me away, it's taking away from time of people who want me in their lives. So fuck them.
Yeah. And like, if that conversation came out that she's like, oh, we really don't care for you guys, I just don't feel right, then okay, fuck them, and like just walk away from it with no hard feelings. Like, yeah,
the clarity is a good the conversation for clarity of just like, okay, this is what this is. Now we all know what this is. Great. We can,
I was gonna say I could just be being dense and not like taking hints, but the clarity conversation I feel like would give everybody peace of mind extremely quickly.
Hey.
Extremely quickly.
Hey-o.
quickly.
That should be the next drinking sipping word.
Quickie. And just clarity just right off the bat. Like no wondering what the fuck the other person is thinking. I think I just hate that as an adult, like not knowing where you stand with people and not knowing where you stand in situations. It's like, just fucking tell me.
The thing is, not many people are down for that kind of like honest conversation.
Face to face.
So many people just live in fucking smoke and mirrors and they don't want to just be like, hey, like, I don't like you. and that's fine. You don't even need an explanation. If you don't like somebody, just, I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend time
with
you.
Vibes.
That's it, yeah.
We got no vibes. That could be an easy conversation for the kids these days.
Yeah, at Papa La Vista says, forget her and ask to hang out with the nieces and nephews. So that's the other thing too, right? Of like, there are people who are related to her. It's not just like her brother. It's not just her sister-in-law.
Blood. Yeah.
They're blood. So yeah, that could be a thing. Hang out with the nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And, if they don't want to do that, then they'll turn 18 at some point.
Exactly. And yeah, it's however old those kids are, like, they're old enough to make their own decisions. So that could be an individual conversation with the wife and with the kids.
Yeah.
And even if you're just like, just let the kids know, oh,
I'm here.
Yeah. Whenever, just, here's how to get in touch.
I like it.
All right.
We are crushing it. We're fucking crushing it. Okay. Mine is from advice column. Dear Kiki, my life is perfect.
Do you love me? Just kidding.
Except. Dear Kiki, did I mention my life is really quite perfect? And it doesn't just look like it from the outside. Beautiful hillside home with Instagram-worthy photo op locations in every nook and cranny. Kiddles.
George Kittle.
Kiddos who, that's her husband, who snuggle us. That sounds so weird. Whip out witty banter and kill it on the court. A few part-time jobs. Okay,
Just brag about it. Why don't you?
I know, right? She's a stay-at-home mom, but she has like part-time jobs so she can do something. She has a dashing husband of 13 years who cooks, gives her flowers on Valentine's Day. It's very original. Knocks her socks off in the sack. See, her life is quite perfect. Except my husband cheats on me.
Oh!
He's a dating app frequenter, a dick pic connoisseur, a flirt to the max. He goes from raunchy sexting to the occasional hookup. Strangers mostly, but it has gone as far as my high school bestie. Giving me everything from anxiety, rage, fear, and STDs. I've seen counselors, read marriage books and sex books and divorce books. Talked about splitting and talked about staying. I told him I can't stay if he continues. Yet he continues, and I stay. I've reconciled myself to seeing he has a need that I can't fill. So she said, he can porn it up, baby. But it's not working because he's still out there being inside other women. So she wants advice on that.
Doesn't sound like you got a perfect life. Just coming right out the gates with that.
Yeah, everything else
Unless
is
you're into it, some people are, no judgment. But it sounds like she's not into it.
Honestly, don't possess. I don't know if you guys have seen that TikTok, but there's like a guy on there. It's the way he says it. He says like
don't possess.
Yeah, he's like, if he doesn't treat you like the queen that you should be treated, don't possess. So yeah, I feel like that one's pretty obvious. Big house, all the other shit that she said.
Nothing's
like,
worth it.
It's just like, so you'll take all that as opposed to being respected by your husband? If that's what you want, like you said, if that's what you want, then yeah, by all means, go for it. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you draw your lines. That's the thing. Like you draw your own lines. So if you
I'm a huge preacher of that shit.
I made that up. I've never said that before. I didn't make up the concept, but like I don't think I've ever said that out loud, but it's true.
Yeah, I say that same shit in just Anybody who asks about relationships, who asks about, marriage and shit, I'm just like, you draw up your own lines of what you're willing to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's as simple as that. And if you make that decision to deal with that, it's not that person's fault if they keep doing it and expecting the same result of everything to be okay.
Yeah.
If you hold a grudge and you don't like it and it grows into this big ass monster that you just unleash on that one person one day, that's kind of on you, because it's like, have a fucking conversation. Once again, it all boils back, communication, conversation. If you're cool with that, some people are, then be cool with it the entire fucking time. If you're like, oh yeah, I'm cool with that, and you expect it to disappear after 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, then it's like, it's on you if it's not cool with you and you're just lying to yourself.
I don't fully agree. I think that you don't have to be cool with it the whole time just because 10 years ago you decided, oh, I'm okay with this. Like, I think you're allowed to.
You grow and change.
You can redraw your lines, but you have to fucking double down on them. And like, if you say this is what the change needs to be, or this is going to happen, not really like an ultimatum, but it's just like more of like, this. There's a consequence now to these actions,
because
I said before I was okay with it. Now I'm not. Fucking sue me.
Shit changes.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that too, is because people grow and have different changes and wants and needs and like expectations.
Yeah.
But it's like, what I'm saying is like, don't be mad at that person. Realize your shit changed with yourself, and then just, tell them, communicate and say like, hey, I was cool with this, but now I'm not.
And then if they continue to do it, then you can be mad at them.
Then you can be mad at them. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But open conversation, and you choose what you're willing to deal with. 100%.
Kind of the answer to a lot of these, huh? Just having a conversation.
A lot of adult issues you can just clear up with conversation.
Who knew? All right, we got one each more. Let's go.
All right. You guys ready for my fucking wild one? I feel like we need just a few of those to set you guys up. All right. This last one, make sure it's the right one. So this is from a website called The Stranger.
Ooh, creepy. So creepy.
Yeah. And it's not the, sit on your hand till it falls asleep stranger. So this guy, the title is, My Son is Sexually Attracted to Pokemon.
Oh, fuck.
What can dad do about it? I told you. This is a fun one. So this guy writes in, I'm a liberal parent. And I was like, okay, let's see what that means in 2022. I raised a daughter who is bi and polyamorous. I always thought that I could accept anything that parenthood might throw at me, which just immediately intrigued my interest, because I'm like, I think I'm pretty open-minded.
Yeah.
I knew that I could embrace my son if he were straight, gay, bi, trans, etc. If there is a controlling consciousness of the universe, it has a nasty sense of humor. So this dad at least realizes, like, okay, I said I could accept anything, and the universe is like, here's fucking anything. Putting it bluntly, my son is sexually attracted to Pokemon. He dropped hints that I didn't really pick up on, but over the last few years, I've stumbled across evidence of his browsing habits that left me pretty clear about his proclivities.
I've never heard that word.
He's now 17, so thoughts that he would grow out of it are fading. It's just insane. But this is a thing. Biggest fear is that he won't find somebody to pair with. He loves his children, wants them to be happy. Should he address this to him? Should he try to discourage an orientation that to me seems kind of pathetic? Like, he's kind of asking, like, do I even try to intervene? Can I, and trying to instill some wisdom that may guide them, a different way? I'm just completely, I do not.
Do you have any? You don't have any thoughts? I mean, like thoughts, but like no advice, I guess.
I do, but I'm not sure if my shit's right. So I'll let you go ahead and answer.
Well, I don't agree with his statement that he says he thinks he'll never find someone because of this, because there are a lot of people in this world, and I don't know if you guys have heard of the YouTube channel called Barcroft. Barcroft has, look it up, there's some crazy ass shit on there. But there are lots of different types of
just
couples
lifestyles.
and lifestyles on there. The one that fucking gets me is, I won't make this long because we gotta answer the question. But there's a few couples on there who do this, but it's like the baby, like,
babying.
The babying thing where like these two grown consenting adults, one just straight up, like this one in particular is a girl who she like dresses and acts like a toddler, like full blown, like wears
like shitting in
wears a
diapers.
diaper, and like she like throws shit in a shit. Take a drink. She throws toys all around. You know, the I don't want to say it's fucked up. I don't care. This is my podcast. Except the fuck I want to say. The fucked up thing is that like when she was throwing her toys around, he was like, "You're gonna get a spanking," and then they fuck. It's like a kink. It's a kink, but she does it. At least this couple, she does it full time. So, I mean, if there are people like that out there,
you choose what you put up with.
There could be a couple who, another person who is also
Absolutely.
into Pokemon and stuff.
Sexually, and where I was going was kind of the same way, because it's like the internet, the statement about the internet is it brings people together.
Yes.
It doesn't care about what kind of people it's bringing together. It doesn't care about, what you're into. Like, there is a piece of the internet pie for absolutely everybody. So there's a group somewhere. There's a support group for this, good and bad. Like, there's support groups for everybody.
Is it bad though?
No, not this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this, but there are bad groups.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
All the internet doesn't fucking care, but there's a space for everybody on the internet.
You have a space.
So
on the
it's
internet.
I honestly, like, as a human being, been here 35 years, I still don't feel right telling somebody what's right and what's wrong, because it's
You're not
like
hurting anybody.
everybody's fucking different,
Yeah.
and exactly, if as long as you don't hurt you follow the basic rules, you don't hurt anybody else.
It's not a child.
Yeah, and it's not hurting somebody else. I would
Yeah.
fall that under, and it's not like holding somebody against their will. It's not
It's not
anything.
like bestiality because Pokemon aren't real.
Exactly, and it's and it's at most it's images and graphics. Hopefully, I don't know, 3D printing can take it to another level in VR. But long story short, there's a space for everybody, and I don't agree that they're never going to find anybody because of this.
They could grow out of it. Or like learn to kind of
learn to navigate
it. Yeah.
Just how to fucking navigate through it. I think a talk is mandatory, but I think it's more of a
Sean
talk
laying
of,
the hammer down. We at least need to discuss what is happening.
again, dude. Conversations are the basis of everything. Anybody listening to this, like, conversation could solve a million problems.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't really necessarily a problem, but it's just like
a thing.
being there for that kid. Because can you imagine like how off the radar of what's norm in society like this kid feels like what he's into is?
Yeah.
That was a really awkward sentence.
No,
but
I get what you mean. Like he probably feels like like I'm a fucking weirdo.
Yeah. So it's like giving the kid a friend, being like, hey, dude, I fucking know about your shit. And I would treat it, I would like to think I would treat it this exact same way. It'd be like, seeing your search history. I know what you're into. You know, personally, I don't get it, but I'm there for you if you need to talk about it, you know, and just like being there for them.
Yeah.
That's all I feel like you can do. And I feel like that's all that you should do.
Yeah, definitely not intervening or being like, you need to
Not
do
being,
that.
you know, this is wrong and like kick him out of the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Ditto.
But we're definitely California
yeah,
Democratic
right?
liberal.
All right. So that was a doozy. Mine is not as whimsical, for lack of a better word. So we're back with Kiki. Dear Kiki, can true love be found across political lines? So
That was a great segue.
I've been dating this girl for a few months now, and everything seems to be going pretty great, except for one thing. She voted for Donald Trump. We should bleep me out when I say his name. I'm an outspoken feminist and Democrat. I've attended rallies in protest of his executive orders. I really don't think I can identify with that man, other than that we are both straight white males. I know her family is quite conservative, but from the things we do together and talk about, I assumed that she was the black sheep and voted for Hillary like me, or just didn't vote at all. This is a few years old. She actually, is it? Let's check. Oh yeah, it's a few years old. She has expressed she feels a great amount of remorse from her decision, but it still boggled my mind that our views, at least in terms of voting, could be so far from each other. I've definitely tried to hear the other team's side since the election, but how do I continue being with someone who voted for Trump, a man who's so far off base with reality or anything right in the world? Sincerely, confused liberal. All right, so I have thoughts.
I noticed by the silence.
Yeah. I think if it were between any other Republican, like who was running for office that she voted for, if it were any of them, just non-Donald Trump Republicans, like any of those motherfuckers, it could be workable.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it was Donald Trump,
Bless you.
his views are so extreme. That's what she voted for. She's entitled to her vote and who she wants to vote for, but if those are, the fundamental differences are the thing, right? Mm-hmm. And actually, I kind of retract what I said. Because there are other Republicans who feel the same way about a lot of the same thing. He was just more like loud about. Yeah. No, not Democrats. There are Republicans who there are Republican presidents other than Donald Trump who agree and have supported many of the things that Donald Trump had sided with.
Facts.
So it's not like, if she's a Republican, she's a Republican, and that's who she's going to vote for. I think what it comes down to is like, you almost have to lay out those fundamental things of like, all right, so he said this, like, do you agree with this or not? Then it's like, if she says yes, and that's something that you're like, oh no, like, I can't be with somebody who like, why are you looking at me like that?
No, because, no, keep going.
I can't be with somebody who like, agrees with that kind of shit. Then it's like, okay, then this isn't going to work because it's like a fundamental difference. Mm-hmm. But I think that would be with any like opposing party relationships. Just make shit hard.
Yep. And once again, it boils down to a conversation.
You should make a conversation.
Yeah. The more you know,
yeah.
But a conversation. And back to the original thing of like, you choose, what you can put up with, not put up with, that sounds bad, but you choose the relationship. You choose, what you want to grow, what you can accept, what you can't accept. So it's like, well, just like you were saying, like, what are the views that you support? Because some people say, like, oh, somebody who's, I want a president who's somebody who's compassionate, energetic, quote unquote, gets things done, like all that shit. And so it's like, yeah, that's a general good, like, president and leader.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, where's he going to get those things done? What are those things that are getting done? What are, and boiling it down to details. So it's like fucking conversation, bro. Like, if it's something as insane as, like, thinking the whole thing's rigged and continuing to think it's rigged, like, years later, then it's like, okay, like, we got some bigger issues.
Yeah. So do I think it's possible? Sure. Do I want to waste my time trying to figure it out? Fuck no. There's too many other people in this goddamn world to, like, waste your time with somebody who, like, you may think supported, somebody that you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
So,
man, those are some good advices.
We just gave out all the advices, and we will be expecting a check in the mail.
We
take all insurances.
We may start our own advice column.
Would you guys listen?
That we can answer anonymously on Twitch. So,
all right, so let's.
That might be fun.
Keep it moving because we don't have too much time left. I mean, otherwise we'd be here for fucking ever.
Facts.
So
we're going to a fun one, a new one, and it'll be a quick one. So get your fingers ready in chat. But you guys are going to learn today.
You're going to learn today. You're going to learn today.
All right.
This week is my turn. So I need an animal from anybody, and I will try to give you guys a fact about that.
A reminder, Sean has a fun party trick where he just happens to know about a lot of animals. And so, like, 9 out of 10 times, like, if you tell him an animal, he'll be able to give you a fact, like, right off the top of the dome. Oh, we got one.
All right.
Kyle Crusoe, fox.
So, fox, a fact about a fox. Fox facts. Foxes are basically closer to a cat. It's basically a dog with cat software. Because they can climb, trees super high, really well, better than any other dog. And the whole statement of, or the whole, I guess, stigma of, like, a crafty fox is 100% true, because in certain areas of the U.S., they tried to eradicate foxes. They tried to put them on the endangered list, and the foxes survived fucking everywhere. That's, you hear, what I was thinking of was coy as a coyote, but foxes also fall into that, to where, they solved, like, all these different chicken coops, like, in these really troublesome areas to get the chicken. When it became like, okay, like, the farmers standing there, like, killing us, they moved on to either a different area or a different food source. Mm-hmm. They're just extremely survivable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Magabuski has Panda.
Panda's a good one too. You can
Panda's great because Panda's on the other end of the spectrum.
Stupid as shit, right? Sorry,
They're
pandas.
really dumb.
Sorry, pandas. You're
and
cute as fuck, but you dumb as hell.
Pretty much, if it wasn't for humans, they would live on the endangered list for a really long time. Because they're beautiful, but they're not the smartest. But, like, they're smart in other ways. Like, they're curious and everything. But, yeah, they would injure themselves. They wouldn't hide from people. Have
you seen the videos of them just, like, rolling down hills?
Falling out of trees. Like, they straight up climb trees where it's like, oh, it's like, this thing's gonna snap. This thing's gonna break. But, humans often donate and care about them and really try to help them survive.
Panda foundations.
Yeah. because they need it. You don't really see a Fox Foundation because they do not need it.
That's funny.
And, foxes are also super friendly with other species. So I feel like that checked all the boxes for you guys.
That was great. I learned. I learned today.
Adorably stupid creatures. That's perfect.
Yes, that would be their Tinder profile if any pandas were on there. I'm adorably stupid.
I feel like that could be my Tinder profile.
Oh, you have a Tinder profile. Oh,
we need to have a conversation.
Dear advice column, my husband is my husband and has a Tinder profile.
Stream ending. We need to have a conversation.
What should I do? All right, let's keep it moving. That was good.
Was good. It was a quick but fun one.
Mm-hmm.
This next segment we got going. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. It's current events, everybody. And we actually got breaking news this morning.
I do.
That I feel like is appropriate to just break right out the gate.
It is. I'm actually surprised I didn't start the stream with it. I kind of forgot about it. But it's
breaking news. I forgot about it.
The news was so fresh. No, it's because the news of this was so fresh where it hadn't stuck to my brain yet, but it's important. So a few episodes ago, we had discussed how my second husband, Jason Momoa, was getting a divorce from the beautiful Lisa Bonet. Well, he had been living at a friend's house in his $750,000 RV. I'm not just saying that just to say that. It's like literally all the articles that discuss that.
A house with wheels.
Are just like his $750,000 RV. In, that tone. But 2 weeks ago, according to a source close to them, says that he's moved back in. And they are trying to work out their marital differences, issues. And apparently the children are very happy about this.
You know what that takes? Conversations.
Yes. Yes, it does. And, I'm as excited as I was that Jason Momoa was single. I wasn't excited that he was getting a divorce because that's sad. And so I'm excited that they are, it's a different type of excitement. I'm excited that they are trying to work that out. And then if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You tried. But, one, I'm wondering if this is even real because it's funny because reality TV will show you just how fake these tabloids are. And now, not even just reality TV, but now with like Instagram and just having a more direct way to hear famous people and their thoughts on things, like they can easily like shut shit down very quickly. I remember on an Instagram story, Mila Kunis had a magazine and it said her and Ashton were broken up and they were in the car together and she was like, so I heard we're broken up. And then he was like, wow, and you didn't even tell me. Like, just clearly like being like, this is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's crazy too, because when I was younger, like before social media, I really thought that all those things that were being reported were like
facts.
True. Yeah, because it's like, where else would they get that information from? But it's just all fucking horseshit.
It is.
And I feel so naive for believing in all the things. So I hope that this is real because that's exciting. I'm sorry for all the women who were like, now's my time. Now's my time to shine. It's not your time.
No.
Keep shining for someone else. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make
time for love.
Stop
to shine.
trying to make fetch happen. Okay, it's not going to happen. But it's an exciting thing, and I hope it's real. I hope it works out for them. That was the breaking news, and then my other news is we don't really have time for it. So I can save that one for the next time.
Okay.
So go ahead.
And I could do a quick condensed version of mine if I can get it open here. So I always try to find good news during this segment, and you had great news. But I have pretty good news. Students in 5 Chicago high schools are surprised with free college ride, all expenses paid, including room and board, tuition, books, everything.
Wow.
And on top of it, some of the parents too. Like, if the kids have to relocate, they try to keep the parents with the friends. If the parents, like, if it's a complete, like, really small family,
why?
just to keep them together. Support system.
No. I mean, like, why do these people get all this money?
Because launched in the fall of 2021, a Hope Chicago is a nonprofit organization that vows to provide scholarships for 24,000 students and more than 6,000 parents and guardians. There's two-generation model, which is expected to increase the likelihood of students actually completing and graduating college. And it's in Chicago because a survey showed that only 27% of Chicago public school students earn their degree after 63% enroll. So the dropout rate is extremely phenomenal, and these schools are high school that they're going to and awarding the scholarships to are in extremely like
low income,
poverty-ridden, low-income
Wow.
housing. So it's awesome, and it's able to exist through investments of more than $20 million by Caden's Family Foundation and Hope Chicago co-founder Ted Koenig. He's the operational and administrative costs are fully funded for the next 3 years, so that every dollar raised will go directly to the scholarship fund and back to students. So they're in it for the long term. They want to keep this thing going, and they see the investment paying off like way later in the future when everybody's out of college and trying to do the same thing and do good in the world. So
yeah,
I thought that was great news.
that's great. College is so fucking expensive, and that's just
College is crazy because it's expensive. It's tough to get into the really good educated schools. The spectrum of the bad schools is like really wide in a sense where, the really good schools hook you up with everything for the rest of your life. The bad schools, you just end up in a fuck ton of debt, not knowing anything better or having a better chance at getting like jobs or anything. So
I don't fully agree with that. I think you can go to a quote good school and still land in a lot of debt and not have any job
but the possibility is way less.
Is it?
I feel like if you go to Brown to be a lawyer, the possibility is, way less of not getting any education or anything from there, rather than trying to be a lawyer at a, community college.
I would be interested in looking up those numbers because there are a lot of people who have full-on degrees who like still can't get a job within their like whatever job they're trying to get.
Yeah.
And I think those bigger schools do have different types of connections, but at the same time I think it's a class thing. Like even if you come from a low income just life and you get a scholarship to one of those schools, like you're still not shit because of just how those schools are set up, where if your parents aren't giving the school hella money, like you don't get the same opportunities as the kids who do get all that money. So I'm not saying like you're wrong. I'm just saying it'd be interesting to look into those numbers to see like if that's true, like on like initial thought, like, those schools would have better opportunities. But I think just even within those schools, there's a difference with who you are and
100%.
what you bring to the school.
Yeah. 100,000% agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is like the same, person coming from like a super like impoverished community, you know, and barely getting into like this super fancy school, they still, I think, have a better chance than that same person, you know, going to like a community college or not all community colleges are bad, but going to a bad school. I still feel like that same person at a better school has a better chance.
I don't know. I think it depends on what it is you're trying to do. Because I mean, don't knock community college, like, and
Facts.
keep in mind, I'm a college dropout,
Exceptions
so I don't give a
exist all
fuck about
over.
college at all because I didn't want to finish it. But I think community colleges are just fine. They're a hell of a lot cheaper.
Absolutely. They
get
make a
you
lot more
to
sense.
where you need to go. When I did go to school, I went to community college and it was great. The teachers were very educated. I felt like I was actually learning something and I gave a fuck about what I was doing, as opposed to when I went to the private university that I was going to the first time I dropped out of school.
Yep.
You know, like I sat there on the fucking tables and didn't learn anything. So it's like I think now with like the age of the internet, who you know is important, but like it's now it almost has to measure with like what you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think, like, as a society, we need to give in to that whole idea of like, oh, you need to go to an Ivy League school to fucking be a person. And it's like, fuck that. Like, you don't need to do any of that in order for somebody to recognize you for, you know, what it is you need to do.
I agree.
But I would think that those numbers are changing just because I see a lot of people on Fuck Debt who like have, you know, no degrees and they're like crushing it. And then like the other way around, you know, who have like fucking multiple degrees and they're like still making like 40. And like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But
Or
at the same
just
time, it's
on
like
the lower end of whatever.
Yeah, like you put in so
economic
much
spectrum,
time for all of that, and like you're only able to get a $40,000. Like the system is wrong. The system is wrong.
Yeah.
No,
I completely agree with you, and there's exceptions all over the place. I'm just thinking, you take the same person, same age, same environment, because there's so many other factors that affect school and like, you know, quality of life after school and all that take into account. But you take the same person and the only thing you change is like the school or the type of education, and it's a trying to narrow it down, you know, it's a profession that you would want schooling, like dentist, lawyer, you know, these crazy ass things where it's like you can't freelance your way into a dental position.
you shouldn't.
So it's like
you can in Mexico.
you know, you take all those things and you only change the name on the diploma of where they came from. You know, those professions still have, you know, still look at that and be like, okay, you came from here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you came from there. Okay. No, we can't trust that school. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other factors.
I actually think it's funny. Before we started the stream today, I came up with another like humble opinion, like kind of topic thing. And I was like, you know what we should do? We should do like, you know, we each get a side of an argument, basically like debate class where like you're for or against. And I feel like this would be a good debate thing because I feel like we have
Absolutely.
like a somewhat different view. It would be a good conversation to get into an argument.
Facts.
Is what it would be. But it'd be interesting. So we'll leave it there because I think it could easily go longer and it doesn't need to for this section. But I think that would be good for
that.
that.
An upcoming stream.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting straight into fun time.
Fun time.
It's our game time, baby. What do we have this week?
So he's here in the chat. The man himself. The game is called Drew's Game. If you don't know, now you know. That dude Andrew has a game that we played for the first time during Christmas. It was Christmas Eve. His family adopted us for the day and allowed us to enjoy their Christmas Eve with them. And we played this game of like charades, but it's like more than charades. We are going to do the quick and dirty
Condensed
version of it because we don't have all the time in the world. But basically, it's not going to be just charades because the podcast people are going to be like, what's happening?
What is going on?
It's just going to be silent and like laughs. So we basically are just going to, we found this website that is literally called Random Celebrity Generator. And it's just like, just celebrities are just here and you just press, let's do it again to see another one. And so we're going to see who, it's tough because it shouldn't be based on like how many you can guess because it's like if I suck at acting, it's like,
no, it's
so we're just going to see who can guess the most
good time,
people.
game time, fun time.
Yeah. So let's put maybe a minute. Is that too long?
No, we can do a minute. It'll go by quick.
Who's going to count? I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
we have the timer.
we'll have it. We'll have a timer.
No,
just
like
a second.
A count like of how many you get. Are you just going to count on your hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The person, I think the person acting should count. They're the easiest because the other person's trying to think anything and everything.
Okay.
I'm set up to be acting first.
Okay.
You ready to guess?
Oh, I'm guessing. Okay.
Let me turn up the volume here. Make sure you guys can hear the timer when it goes on. All right. Starting right now. Donatello, Michelangelo.
Raphael.
Yay! Okay.
One. Oh, you're counting. Spider-Man.
Thankfully, it comes out of my skin.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Hey. Oh shit. The funny thing about a comeback story, Kim Kardashian got cum on her back.
Who the fuck said that? Is it like a Weird Al?
No.
Joe Rogan?
What else did he do?
Who speaks that way?
Hey Arnold, how's it going? Father-in-law?
The guy who Anna Faris's ex-husband, Chris Pratt.
Yep. Okay.
What did he say about Kim Kardashian?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Oh fuck.
Ray J.
I gotta put on my boots with the strap. Oh, okay, never mind. Bootstrap Bill, Stellan Skarsgård.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that one.
No.
Okay, how many did I get? Like
just to explain myself.
Drew said Ray J.
Yeah, you got
I would have got Ray J too.
No, so there's an outtake from Parks and Rec where they're talking about comeback stories, and then Chris Pratt pipes up and he goes, "Oh, you mean like Kim Kardashian?" And they're like,
"My goodness!"
They're like, "What?" And then he's like, "Oh, I saw the video and she gets cum on her back." It's one of the best like outtakes I've ever seen.
All right,
let's reset this. Okay.
Ready, set. It's my turn. Ready, set, go. Director of Pulp Fiction.
Quentin Tarantino.
Duh. Say hello to my little friend.
Al Pacino.
Hell yeah. Who the fuck is this?
We can't skip. We decided that.
No. Okay, it's Drew's last name.
Rodriguez.
Okay, how many fingers am I holding up?
6.
What do I have on my feet?
Shoes.
I have 5 of them on my feet.
Toes.
Yeah. Somebody named Six Toe Rodriguez.
6 Toe Rodriguez.
No.
Good old 6 Toe. I said it all.
It's Drew's uncle. Okay. Man, football player who is known for this thing or taking the knee. What does he do?
Oh, Colin Kaepernick.
No, not the knee. He has like a stance.
The
that he's
Heisman?
known for. No, he's Christian football player.
Oh fuck. He played baseball. Oh my gosh, Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Okay. Who? Oh. Guitarist and lead singer for The Cure.
No.
Oh.
Oh man.
Someone named Robert Smith.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a basic ass name.
Hey,
I like this website. This is
a good
good.
one.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, you want to go another round?
I think so. Yeah, one more round.
Okay, we'll do one more round. So I guess 3. You guess 4.
Crushed it.
Crushed it. Let me just type real quick. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Let me get back to the website. There we go. This is so dumb. The website like has an ad right over the picture
I
of
know,
the person.
but you can read the name.
Yeah.
Who is Sixto Rodriguez? Can somebody look that
Drew,
up?
tell us who your cousin is.
Sixto Rodriguez.
There we go. Okay.
It's gonna be Drew's alternative
ready?
name. Yeah.
Oh, for once in my life, or my everything. Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Oh.
How deep can I go?
Barry Manilow.
Oh, you're so close.
Ah!
First half, second half is my skin color.
White.
Yes.
Very white.
There we go. Okay. Fuck. I don't know what you would know this.
You suck.
TV show, 80s.
I wasn't even born.
Growing up,
Growing pains.
the actor, the main actor.
Oh, Thick. Robin Thicke.
No,
That's his son.
No.
Alan Thicke.
the son on the show.
Growing pains. Mike Seaver.
No, yeah, that's the name of the character, but the
Alan Thicke
actor.
was a different show.
Ba, 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 ba.
Fuck.
Kurt
Cameron. Yeah, DJ's brother.
Yep.
Ah.
DJ.
Okay.
So one,
Timer down. Is that?
I think one or two.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I was trying to let them hear the timer.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that should be a sipping word.
It will be black
Instead-
right now.
Sipping word is shit.
Okay. Ready?
I just want to take a drink. Okay, go.
The gay.
Ellen.
No. In sync.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
had
what
the
fuck
sentence
is his
in my
name?
mind. His last name is a
Lance
fish.
Bass.
Yeah. Okay. That's so hot.
Kim Kardashian.
No, the other one.
Courtney.
No, before
Chloe.
Kim Kardashian. The Kardashian before
Oh,
the Kardashian.
Paris.
There you
Paris
go.
Hilton.
Okay. My way.
Oh, Usher Raymond.
Man, I don't know what this is. They say he's a comedian. His first name is a color. His last name, Norteño color.
Red?
Okay. Last name is what is your
Red
body,
Fox?
What does your body have inside? What's your body made out of?
Guts, meat, muscle.
The white
The white part. Tendons?
part. No. The other closer.
Veins?
What'd you break in your leg? You
Bone?
broke- yeah.
Red
So
bone?
what do bones make?
Oh, calcium?
Skeleton.
Oh,
Skeleton.
Red Skeleton?
That's his name.
Never heard of him. So that has concluded game 10. No,
that's good.
Did you want to go another round?
No, we're okay,
Okay.
but that's a perfect website to do it in this
For
way.
that, yeah, I agree.
Typically for the game, like everybody writes down names and then like you go through that hat and stuff. But we were like, we shouldn't be able to write them down ahead of time. We should just guess them right away. And so we were like, is there a website that has a list of celebrity names? Sure is.
Celebrity name,
Sure
random
is.
celebrity name generator.
All right.
So one day we'll have Drew on and he can explain the whole game.
Yeah.
So you guys can play with your friends and enjoy it as much as we have.
Hell yeah. All right, ladies and gents, we have made it. This was a long one today, but I think it was good. There was a lot of good conversation. There was a bit more substance than there normally is, so that's always
How
fun.
about that?
How about that? Favorite moment from the stream?
You go first.
Oh. I like actually not fully agreeing with you on things because I feel like you and I, just in life, Sean and I have a lot of similar views, which is great. It makes it for a very easy relationship. But it's nice to not think the same on certain things because it makes my mind think more of why I try to prove that I'm right and you're wrong. No, it just adds like a different dynamic, I think, that we don't
100%.
really entertain a lot because we don't really talk about this stuff.
Naturally, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't come up.
So it's good. I like not agreeing with you on everything. I have my own mind. Independent woman.
That's pretty good. My favorite part of the stream, probably because I don't have to see it anymore, is possibly your story about Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet making things work. Just so I don't have to see those memes and you're not like, on the fence about leaving me. So
I mean, everyone was on the fence. That the fence was heavy with it holding everybody.
we're gonna have a conversation after this. But we do have some announcements before you guys jam out.
Yep.
This week, I got We're Talking Here with
We're Talking Here.
I'm Walking Here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me plug them again in the chat. And that is going to be Wednesday at 3 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's going to be a long one, so you guys will probably get to know a lot more about me than you probably feel like you need to.
And if you can't watch, you can just lurk. You can just have it on in the background just to listen.
Yep. But I want to definitely share you guys with him and his stream because he's a phenomenal streamer. The dude has a huge heart.
Very nice guy.
Very empathetic. Very just cool community that he's building and carving out for himself, where everybody kind of just gives a shit about each other. So it's like you can always pop in, talk to chat, and even just lurking, you learn things every day in his stream. So check him out. I'll be there on Wednesday. Then the other announcement that I got is we've set a date. So 3/11, is going to be my solo stream.
That was not planned.
No. Amber is the color of your energy. No, 3/11 is going to be my solo stream for the win with Sean.
Yay!
So we going to be gaming it up. You guys are going to be able to play some of the games that we're playing from your home. And we're going to be in chat, just chilling, drinking, talking, gaming. So 3/11 is a Friday. It's not this Friday. I believe it's the Friday after. So
follow us on Instagram so you can see the announcement so you don't forget it.
Typing it out.
Yeah.
And I think that's all I got for my announcements.
Great. So again, I already mentioned it, but if you don't already follow our Instagram, go ahead and do that so you can see what we got going on. You can see clips of past episodes and you can laugh and you can be happy and you can do all the things. And then if you guys had fun tonight, be sure to tune in next week. We stream every Monday, most of the time, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come Machoff with us. Liven up your Monday.
Have fun. Great start to the week.
Yeah.
Kick it with us. And we're going to roll intro and we're going to raid over to Tom Thinks, which is a great fun time and a creative, innovative streamer. So y'all have a great night and we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Later.